The line graph shows the proportion of chronic diseases in patients by age groups of 20 to 30 years, 41 to 50 years, and 31 to 40 years across the years 2015 to 2020. In the year 2017, we can see a rise in the chronic diseases in the number of young adults in the age group of 20 to 30 and standing at a percentage of 14%, whereas for the age group of 41 to 50, it stands the highest at an 18%. Also in 2019 it has peaked, and in 2020 the ages have been varied and have been more than 15%.
The line graph shows the information about the proportion of chronic disease patients by age group. On the left side of the graph shows the percentage of chronic disease patients, and it is divided into three elements, which is color blue for ages 20 to 30, green for ages 30 to 40, and red for ages 41 to 50. Ages 20 to 30 got the lowest one from 2015, and the highest one is 31 to 40. Overall, this graph is very informative about the chronic disease percentage.
The following picture gives information about proportion of chronic disease patients by age group. Here in the picture, the blue line represents 20 to 30, the red line represents 41 to 50, and the green line represents 31 to 40. In the lowest in the blue line is in 2015, that is 10, and the highest is in 2019, that is 18. The lowest of the red line is in 2015, that is 15, and the highest is in 2019, that is 18. And the lowest of the green is in 2015, that is 16, and the highest is in 2019, that is 25.
This is a line graph. This line graph provides information about proportion of chronic diseases patient by age group. The x-axis talks about the year, that is 2015 to 2020, and y-axis talks about the percentage of chronic diseases patient, that is 10 to 20. There are three line graph and the color is blue, red and green. Overall, this picture talks about proportion of chronic disease patient by age group.
This line graph shows about proportion of chronic disease patients by age group from 2015 to 2020. There are three lines. Blue is 20 to 30 years old, green line 31 to 40 years old, red line is 41 to 50 years old. The highest rank is in 2019, above 20% by age 31 to 40, and the lowest.
The following picture gives information about the proportion of chronic disease patients by the age group between 2015 to 2020, and the y-axis talk about the percentage of chronic disease between 10% to 20%. In 2017, from this picture, it is evident that the age between 20 to 30 stands for 14%, and in 2020 it stands for 18%. And the between age to 31 and 40 stand for 20%, and in 2017 it stand for 70%. Overall, this image gives information about the proportion of chronic disease patients by age.
The image shows a line chart which is about proportion of chronic disease patients by age group. It also shows different information such as age 20 to 30 in blue, age 31 to 40 in green, as well as age 41 to 50 in red. In this image, we can see different numbers from 10 to 20 for percentage of chronic disease patients. The information indicates different years from 2015 to 2020. In addition, we can notice in 2020, age 31 to 40 has the highest value, which is about 20. From the picture,
The line graph gives the information about proportion of chronic disease patients by age group. On the y-axis, percentage of chronic disease 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20%. On the x-axis, some years 2050, 2016, and 2017. It also shows three categories: age 20 to 30, age 31 to 40, and age 41 to 50. In the case of 2015, the highest value is age 31 to 40, which is represented by green color. The lowest value is age 20 to 30, which is represented by blue color. Overall, the line graph gives the information about proportion of chronic disease patients by age group.
The line chart provides information about the proportion of chronic diseases patient by age group. The x-axis represents the different years, including 2015, 2016, and 2020, whereas the y-axis represents the percentage of chronic disease patients. There are three different lines for different age group. The age group 41 to 50 and age group 31 to 40, there is a positive trend, while the on the other hand, ages 20 to 30 has a negative trend. Overall, the image provides information about the proportion of chronic disease patients by age group.
The picture gives information about chronic disease and the proportion of chronic disease patient by age group. There are different year mentioned in the image: 2015 to 2020. The largest proportion recorded in 2020, which is highly increased, and the lowest is 2015, can be recorded in age 31 to 40. Overall, this picture is very informative about chronic disease and their percentage by different age groups.
The image represents a line graph. The given information proportion of chronic disease patient by age group. The image given information about the age 20 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, and also about given the 2050, 2060, 2070 to 2080, and percentage of chronic disease patients. Is I can see another element is maximum, one element is minimum. I can see different color green, white, black, and also overall the image is very informative.
The following line graph is the proportion of chronic disease patients by age group. In this graph, there are three different types of age groups: ages 20 to 30, ages 31 to 40, and ages 41 to 50. The x-axis shows the number of years such as 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. The y-axis shows the percentage of chronic disease patients, and the values vary from 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. For ages 20 to 30, the most number of patients was seen in the year 2020. For patients from 41 to 50, the most number of persons was seen in 2019.
The image is giving information about proportion of chronic disease patients by age group. Firstly, other trends which mentioned are 2015, 2016, and 2017. Moreover, we can also observe ages 20 to 30, 31 to 40, and 41 to 50. Furthermore, topic and heading is also given in the process chart. Also, some numbers and variations are in minimum and maximum portion. It can be estimated that there is a big difference between them, and trends and variation will remain stable.
The following line chart gives information about the proportion of chronic disease patients by age group. The image display various things such as years and percentages of the disease patients. The image display various things such as 2050, 2060, 2070, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Furthermore, the illustration also highlight 10, 12, 40, 60, 80, 20 percentages can also be seen in the image. One of the element is maximum, the other one is minimum. To conclude, the picture provides important information.
The given line graph is about the chronic disease and it's the proportion of chronic disease patient by different age group, where x-axis we can see the year between 2015 to 2020. In x-axis we can see the percentage between 10 to 20. In dark blue it's the age between 20 to 30. In red it's the age between 41 to 50, whereas green color is 31 to 40. It seems that there is a higher fluctuation in green color, that's 31 to 40, and it's rising in 2019. Similarly, the constant decreasing in 2017 too. In conclusion, we can say that the chronic disease higher proportion is by different group is thank